think about how at work, people are like, don't bring your whole self to
Yeah.
work, right? You're supposed to just show up and do your work and emotions don't matter. But things happen at work that are upsetting.
Yeah.
You fail at a project, or you don't get the promotion, or you do get the promotion, but then it comes at a cost.
Mhm.
But then there's a cost to us for suppressing that and for doing all of that.
There is.
I'm just a person with no emotions. I'm not a robot.
Right.
And I think about this experience I had a couple of weeks ago. So just bear with me. I promise there's a point. I had a colleague actually pass away from cancer a couple of weeks ago. And I found out like on a Monday night, and I had to go in and teach my classes on Tuesday morning. And it was really hard.
Of course.
And it was really, really hard. And I went in and talked to my department chair, and I was like, what do I tell my students? What do I say? Because I'm carrying just such this sadness, and I'm basically trying not to cry in front of my students. What do I say? And she's like, I think you just have to tell them.
Exactly.
So I stood there and I was like trying not to well up. I wasn't successful. I'm like, you know, having the whole thing. And I'm like, this is what happened. I think you guys know her. Many of you had her as a professor. I'm going to get through as much as I can today. We're just going to do the best we can. I really appreciate your understanding. And afterwards, like one of my students actually came up and gave me a hug. And I wanted to cry because I was so grateful that like he saw my sadness and wanted to comfort me. But I was like, you don't have to comfort me. But then I'm like, to your point, it's okay.
Right.
Like, even though the status or power differential, I'm the professor, he's the student, it was still like such a lovely moment for me to accept his wanting to.
Well, and here's where it's important to know you're a human who happens to be a professor, not you're a professor who is kind of also a human. If we aren't open to our wounds and feeling our wounds, we act out. We act out in ways that can be really detrimental to our relationships, to society, when we aren't open to feeling these pains. Arguing is a way that we get away from our wounds. Fighting is a way we get away from our wounds. They're what we call in the kind of one of the frameworks we use, the layers of human experience. It's what we call an impasse behavior. And if you had shown up to the class and just been like, I'm going to be the good teacher today, that's a way that you know how to be in the world that also is still that moving away from pain, but in a way that might be more acceptable or get you something from your students. And here's where realistically we have to be able to support ourselves, and we also have to know that there can be support from loving others, loving, caring others, whether that's a therapist, a friend, but that's so not what most of us got for those places.